Well, hello there, and welcome to yet another episode of Mashable Conversations. It's going to be a real short intro, and then I'm going to throw you straight out to one of our SummerMash interviews by Aaron from Stickum. Mark Hopkins here, of course. Sean is nowhere to be found because I am at the airport waiting to board. Figured I'd throw this out here while I still have access to some free Wi-Fi. So, anyway, we're going to be listening to, or watching, a interview. I think it's going to be coming from San Francisco this time. Not sure which one. I'm just going to spin that roulette wheel. Just as a side note, of course, I'm traveling out to Austin tonight for the SummerMash meet. Hope to see a lot of you Austinites there. If you're not going to be in Austin, make sure to join us right here on this podcast. This blog, this website for the live stream, and I'll try to make an appearance there on the live stream with Aaron. So, see ya.
We are live right now at SummerMash San Francisco, and I am with
Vic Podcaster.
And what do you got? What do you do? What's your site?
I used to do a lot of blogging and podcasting, and lately I stumbled upon an idea about StartupNews. So we put together some code, and we created a site called StartupNews.com.
Cool. So obviously you're reporting on all the new companies that are coming up.
Good question. So Startup News is a place to share startup news. So instead of me reporting on the companies, there are a lot of people already reporting about these companies. So what we do, we have provided an infrastructure, a platform where anyone can come and submit the news about startups.
I see. So it's not just one sort of organization blogging. It's anyone who's part of the site can submit news to the site about startups?
That's right. So think of it as Dig for startups. Because Dig does not cover startups, so somebody had to do that, and we did it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, when a certain company is hotter than others, do they rise to the top, or how does it work? Or is it just kind of like a sequentially by day kind of deal? Or
it's by the community. So the news which gets most number of votes, it makes it to the front page for the duration it's hot.
Right, so it does work like a Dig or a Reddit.
That's right, Dig for startups. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So what are some of the big kind of trends you noticed that are kind of coming to the top? What kind of companies are getting a lot of attention?
Most of it is Web 2.0 companies, the social networking sites, and we are only 2 weeks old right now. So we are still
seeing what's going to happen.
Still see what's going to happen, and so the news is one aspect of the site, and behind the scenes what we're trying to do, we're trying to encourage the community members to interact with each other, because doing a startup is a very difficult business. The person who's coming from outside, to that person it looks like, it's really cool to do a startup, but to get the funding, to get a site up and running.
So in a way, it's kind of also a resource for people who are interested in doing or are working on a startup or part of one.
So we are providing a lot of stories of startup successes, startup failures, and of course we are not writing these stories. We are pointing people to the stories where they can go and dig it up. And we are also providing back channel communication between the community members. So for example, you are a startup founder, you're looking for funding. So you can send a private message to the VC, one-to-one communication. So VC doesn't have to disclose his email address, so you keep flooding him.
Right, yeah.
And if he is interested, he can get back to you. So, and stuff like that. So
you can use that as a tool in itself, also to learn about the companies or to maybe invest in companies.
Right, to enable communication between different stakeholders in the startup ecosystem, so they can come together. And news is the central cohesive force, which is bringing them together. So hope we do our part for the community and make people happy.
Very cool. So what's the site again?
It's StartupNews.com. It's StartupNewz.com.
Ah, okay. Well, great. Thanks for coming out and talking to us.
Hey, thanks, Aaron.